Primal parkour is inspired by urban parkour, but it essentially takes shape in nature. The practitioner evolves in a mixed and rugged environment in which he will find his only inspiration. Ooh, I guess it's only for boys. Sorry. Controversial take, but I feel like all monkeys are boys. It's like how all cats are girls and all dogs are boys. They will find their only inspiration, the power of the elements, animals, and the genetic heritage of our ancestors. And on his website, he actually sells a booklet called The Introduction to Primal Parkour, where you get the origins of primal parkour, a warm-up program, introductory exercises in tree and rock climbing, and get this, a glossary. I don't know how fucking monkey-like it is to read a booklet, you know? Like, I feel like if there was a booklet on how to be a monkey, the first page would be like, fucking rip this out and eat it. Fucking chew on it, I don't care. Wipe your ass with it. But if we scroll down a little further, he goes into more detail. The origins. Primal has always existed. Throughout history, humans have had to use their physical and instinctive abilities to move, hunt, and defend themselves. In the 90s, David Bell founded parkour. He was inspired by it and adapted it mainly to the urban environment. In 2006, I discovered this sport, and living at an altitude of 1,600 meters, I adapted these techniques in this environment. Quickly, I achieved great barefoot performances, which made me known in the discipline. Values. Playing outdoors all year round while bare-chested requires discipline and perseverance. Respect for nature is essential because it is the condition of our evolution. Through this practice, you will strengthen values such as courage, perseverance, humility, and respect. Alright, I don't know about you guys, but I'm hooked. This seems super awesome and productive and not weird at all. So let's find out what the next main aspect of this way of life is. Alright, okay, so before we can even walk, we wear shoes. Our best shoe is our foot. Walking barefoot has unsuspected benefits, so take off your shoes and enjoy yourself. Come on, take them off. Take off your shoes. Shane Schneider be like. It is a little bit too upfront about that aspect of it, you know? Like, I think the unsuspected benefits he's talking about are only for him. Me seeing your feet will benefit me greatly. He does mention the foot thing a lot, and I'm sure that's a pivotal part of this lifestyle, but like, come on, man. For free? Really, dude? At least put it behind a paywall and make that paywall high enough that you can't fucking parkour over. But, you know, I guess it makes sense because monkeys are usually bare feet. You know, they always got their dogs out. Sometimes they wear shoes and it's awesome. And all jokes aside, from watching a lot of Leo's content, he seems like a really cool, genuine, nice guy. So I don't think like the bare feet thing is coming from a place of like perversion or anything, obviously, but I think just like a general rule of thumb or a rule of toe, if a fitness influencer wants to see your feet like right off the bat, that's a pretty big red flag. All right, thank you so much for joining the Monkey Madness fitness class. Now this is a pretty exclusive program, so I need to do a quick screening process. Yeah, for sure. All right, first off, let me see your feet. Yeah, sure, makes sense. You know, monkeys, I guess monkeys didn't wear shoes. Okay, makes sense. Okay, my shoes are off. Great. Screening process? Yeah. Good luck, man. Thanks, man. Thank you so much for meeting with me. I have a lot to think about here. I'll report back to my team and we'll be in touch, okay? And don't worry, my current erection is completely unrelated to me sucking on your toes. See you later. Great, thanks. Wow. I hope I get in. Hey, you must be David. I'm the real-life Tarzan. Are you ready for your screening process? Wait, if you're the real-life Tarzan, who the fuck just sucked my toes?
In theaters this summer, The Toe Sucker 2. Trouble is afoot.
I see a lot of comments over the years saying that my cutaway sketches go on for a little bit too long. And to that, I say... You're probably right. So how about we cut away to a brand deal instead? Thanks to Opera for sponsoring this video. Folks, I know it's easy to just stick with the same old browser you've been using since friggin' caveman times, but your internet browsing experience can be so much better with Opera, because Opera is quicker, more secure, and even more intelligent than whatever browser you're using right now. Opera comes chock full of features as well, like workspaces, for example. I don't know about you guys, but I need all the help I can get when it comes to organization, especially when I'm writing. Sometimes I'll be working on like 2 video scripts at the same time, and I need a good way to like separate everything. And Workspaces is perfect because I can keep tabs in separate workspaces, and I can switch between them with just one click. You You can even choose the icons and the names of your workspaces too. It completely simplifies the browsing experience. It's amazing. Another great thing I love about Opera is their free built-in snapshot feature. With Snapshot, you can create the perfect custom online screenshot, and you can easily share the edited screenshots with your friend or on social media directly, thanks to all the Messenger apps and your social media sites directly in the customizable sidebar of Opera. And also, I love listening to music when I'm working, and doing that with Opera is the best because instead of keeping a bunch of apps open, Opera has a built-in player right in the sidebar so you can easily stream music and podcasts from Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, and so much more without ever leaving your browser. Opera is just a better browser in every way, and you can move all your information from your old browser to Opera in just a few minutes. So what are you waiting for? Use my link below to download Opera today. And it's completely free. You got nothing to lose. Okay, thank you again to Opera for sponsoring this video. Back to me. So the first video I actually saw of Leo was a really weird one because it's like clearly AI generated with like the voiceover and stuff.
How about getting back into the wild Tarzan style? He lives for nature and in nature.
And it did a pretty good job of explaining what Leo's all about.
Leo Urban has 17 years of parkour practice behind him.
But it also had some pretty weird statements in there.
You'll need a few years of free running experience and a body made of steel.
Perfect. Are monkeys' bodies made of steel? Should have paid attention in biology class. That's fucking awesome. And there's also another part of this video that made me like really upset.
He has gone back to basics, and it's earned him the nickname of Humanzi.
This is a form of exercise where you pretend to be a monkey so you don't have to go to the gym. The fact that they've never coined the term chimpanzee is honestly heartbreaking. So Leo, if you're watching this, use it, okay? Use that term. Open up a bunch of monkey-themed gyms and call them chimpanzees. Just play the MVP movies on repeat on the TVs, have bananas all over the place, and you can even have a tanning bed there so people could get an orangutan. Instead of showers, you'd pick the bugs off each other's back. I don't know. But like I said earlier, Leo fucking like walks around on his knuckles and he does like little knuckle fist bumps and stuff. And he also encourages people to make monkey noises while they're climbing trees. And you know how weird this is? I do love how committed he is to the lifestyle. He's basically the embodiment of the meme, okay, so basically I'm monkey. When anybody asks him how he's able to do all this crazy stuff, he just shows them that meme. And honestly, in the grand scheme of fitness influencers trying to sell you a certain lifestyle, this is very tame. Especially fitness influencers who use the term primal. Leo is the superior fitness influencer in that category for sure. And also, Leo is constantly posting about the environment and raising money for charities that are helping with climate change and the loss of the animal's natural habitat. He also posted probably the hardest picture I've ever seen in my life on his Facebook page, so fucking prepare yourselves. That is so fire. Are you fucking kidding? Michelangelo who? Creation of Adam? More like creation of Adam painting. That's a piece of shit compared to this. Although, after seeing where monkeys put their fingers, I wouldn't be rushing to touch tips with this guy. But Leo isn't the only person doing this. In my research, I found another article about a guy in China who claims that walking like a monkey has stopped him from getting ill for 3 decades. Or maybe he just can't get health care. Every time he walks into a hospital, they're like, dude, you gotta go to the vet. You're a gorilla, dude. What are you doing here? Holy shit. Is this the secret to a long life? Just walking on all fours? All those fucking pay pigs, they're gonna live forever. I'll read a little bit of the article. I started doing this walking exercise when I was about 20 years old, the Chinese man told Pear Video. I often watched the monkeys at the zoo. I thought it looked so fun, and I started imitating, he added. Man, good for him. I'm also pretty glad that he picked the monkeys to imitate. Like, that's a little weird, but any other animal would have been that extra step of crazy, you know? Yeah, I just loved watching the snakes. So the last 20 years, I've kind of just been slithering around. And every couple months, I rip my skin off. So this movement exists all over. But Leo Urban is the main real-life Tarzan. Or so I thought. Turns out, there's another person who is also called the real-life Tarzan. And Leo's dedication to the ape lifestyle is pretty tame compared to this next guy. And his name is Victor Manuel Fleitas. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Victor is the creator of this thing called the Tarzan movement.
What's all that
Tarzan
movement back there?
Which has over 900,000 followers on Instagram. And Victor's connection with monkeys runs much deeper than just climbing on trees and running around like Leo does. Essentially, both of these guys have the same mission statement, which is reject modernity, embrace monkey. But the way I see it, Leo is parkour first because he still does urban parkour. I guess all the parkour he does is urban because that's his last name, but he still climbs around in like buildings and stuff. But Victor, on the other hand, is all in on the monkey lifestyle. Like if there was a monkey off between Leo and Victor, Victor would be the victor. According to an independent article, today